Hi, welcome to Mark's Basement Arcade. Today we're going to work on a Bally Knight Rider player up unit. Very confusing little unit that we have here. It looks crazy with all the wires and doodads and mechanical parts on it. But we're going to show you how to take this thing apart, rebuild it, and get it running smooth again. This one actually does run good. Okay, we're on player 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't go anymore. Reset. Player 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't go no more. Why can't we go anymore? Because there's a gear teeth missing here. And it's designed to only go 4 because we only have 4 players. Very simple. Let's machine keep track of where everything's at. Now, as you always know, take pictures. We're going to take pictures. Take pictures of how everything is. You want good pictures of everything. And we will take a picture of the back, noting the red wire on this octopus on the back is pointing up. But we will show you that when we get to it. But what I'm going to do too is take my marker. I'm going to mark that leaf and then the top of the board where that comes up. I will show you that when we get to it. First of all, let's get this loose from the machine. You're going to need a 11/32 inch nut driver. These have no lock washers. Some do, some don't. This allows you to get back there, and here you can see, where's my baby screwdriver? Right here. Like I said, the red wire, I've marked this, and this is the pad that it attached to, and you can see right here, I put a little black on the solder. Show you to you a little better. Black on the solder here, because it goes to this pad, and red is number 1. So, what we're going to do is loosen this screw. We're going to see if we can hold it first and loosen it. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. That comes right out too. That should slide right off. Come on, baby. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on. Doesn't want to, but it's going to. And that's that. Be very careful with this. It's got wires running through the spring. You don't want to mess around too much with it. I don't want to mess around too much with it. I'm going to clean these off right away. What I'm going to use is a really good wore out green scrubby pad. There you go. You can see I just cleaned those and eliminated the line. And I'll do it right here, and we'll eliminate that line too. Okay. Let's go around and clean that off. We're just worried about those pads there. Nowhere else. Just worried about them pads. What this is doing, it's not removing any metal. It's just polishing it. You can do this however you want. You can use Brasso, you can use Tarnax, you can use your little whatever. Do not use steel wool. Keep steel wool away from a pinball machine. Pinball machines do not like it because steel wool is little fibers of metal. And what you're going to do with that is have little steel wool pieces all over the place. And those little hunks of metal are going to get all over everywhere and possibly give you some good electrical gremlins. Now these, put your finger on it like that and just do this. That keeps pressure on it so you don't bend it all out of whack, and lets you clean it really nice. See, now look at this one. See how that one's dirty? Watch. Clean. We just do that to all these. As you can see, I'm just keeping my finger on it. That way I can put hard pressure on my finger and I can get them all clean without worrying about bending them all up crazy. Like I said, I don't want to twist this thing up too much crazy because those are really fine wires in there. We don't want to break them. Get them all done. I think I did these. Maybe I didn't do that one. They're all done and clean. Now this, we will take, just let this lay over on the side. I think we're going to remove this screw here. This will just give us a little more leeway on moving everything. There we go. Let's get this one too. This is sometimes so helpful. Just removing a couple of these will let you move everything around so much nicer. There we go. Now, we're going to have fun here. In order to get this wheel off, we have to move this stack of switches and remove all this junk here. First we're going to do is get the spring off. We're going to count how many turns it has. Okay, we're on 1, 2, 3. We're on 3. We're going to have 3 turns. We can't get it off because the stuff's in our way. We can take the springs off. Get them off, get them out of our way. And we're still going to remove this one stack. I will show you how to do that the easy way. This bottom screw here, take that and loosen it up. Leave it. Take this screw here, unloosen it all the way, and remove it. Now this should turn like that. Put the screw back in the hole like that, and it keeps that out of your way. And it should let this come straight out like that. Now note this, that's going to be a stop for us on this brake right here. And also this was pointing down like that. And these notches right here go up on top here because this is where the teeth are cut away It'll only let you move it a couple moves. And this has a light coating of grease on it, which does not need because it's nylon to metal. Let's get in there and remove that grease. And my little thingy. Let's get a new corner. This is naphtha. You can use super heavy duty rubbing alcohol if you want. I like naphtha, and naphtha likes me. You can use whatever you need to get in there to clean it. My pinky seems to do a good job. Goes in there just far enough, but you can twist it like this, stick it in there too, and do that. Let me zoom you back out. Take this gear, wipe the grease off the back of it. Just going to clean all this up. Now this will come off and you can move it around, and that's another reason why we got pictures too. I don't take this off because that you're never going to get it back on correctly and you might break it. But the spring comes off really good. Just around it. And you can just go in here and clean off these couple of gears here. That's all you need to really clean. It's just these couple. That's the only part of this mechanism that's going to be touching them. That goes like that. That is going to go back around like that. Or so. We'll look at the picture again to get it correct. Alright. Next spot is the fun. It's just fun taking these clips out. But let's take another picture. If I can remember where I put my camera. Alright. Now we will worry about these clips. Take this clip out here. These are a pain in the butt clips, and it doesn't want to come out good. So if you got a Harbor Freight near you, get one of these tiny little baby forceps. You will thank yourself later. It'll let you pull out these little clips so much easier. Here, just the best little thing. Now this can all come off once you get that coil sleeve out. These are notched in there. You'll see once I get that off. Take it all the way out. There we go. One there. There we go. That one was tight. stop fell down, which is okay. Perfect condition. This can come out like that. This will slide right off. Make sure you keep this on there. It is needed. Now, this will come off as soon as we get this off because this is on the bottom. So, next stop. Same thing. Take your screws out. Same thing with this. This one's got a metal sleeve on it. And it's got this spring. So we will just leave that on there. Alright. Now this is going to pull right out. Just like that. There'll be another clip back here. Don't worry about it. And then this will come out like that too. So now we're going to clean this off. We still got some naphtha left on here. Clean that off. Clean this crud off. Clean this off. Get in here and clean this. All these manufacturers do this, all this stuff a little bit different from each other, which is, it's kind of cool and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So if you've never done one before, well, that's why I made this video. I didn't document my last machine I did, which was Captain Fantastic. I didn't document all this because I wasn't thinking, hey, you know, I'm going to do all these videos and stuff. I just did some of the stuff and that was about it. And then I was like, oh, well, whatever. And then I had other people get to me and say, hey, Mark, can you, you got any pictures of this, how that did it? And then I'm like, man, I wish I would have documented it. So I'm really happy this came into my lap where I can actually work on this machine. Alright, now we have this piece here. We can't get that loose. However, I will show you what to do. Take your naphtha or alcohol and drizzle it on where those two are clamped together. You're going to wiggle it as good as you can. That will get all the old grease out as much as possible. Oh, now it's real loose. Alright, now I need one other thing that I don't have over here. So I'm going to walk over here, block your camera. And here it is. Need a little drink of soda. Super lube. This is liquid super lube. It's basic same stuff as this, except it's in liquid form. Alright, well, let's get back out of the camera. Alright, let's get back into the camera again. We're going to put a little bit onto the shaft here, because it's metal to metal. We're only worried about metal to metal. Metal to metal right here. And That's that. We'll put this piece back on here, just like that. Actually, we'll put a little bit right here too, because there's going to be another metal post that goes on there. Let's put one of our hair clip pins back in. And let's see if I can get it on with my finger. Good. It didn't feel good, but I did it. We'll clean this off. And we'll clean that off. If there's any gunk or whatever, doohickey juice on there or something, put that back on. Remember, that pivots on that, so that's why we wanted a little grease just right in there. This will come out and go into the garbage. We will put a new one into it this way. This will go back up here. Grab that coil stop, put that there. Grab a screw, stick it on the magnetic screwdriver. Get that started in there. Get it almost all the way. Another screw. Get that in there. Okay, tighten it down. There. Tighten that down. There. Alright, now this is where the super lube grease comes in. We can't take this apart to lube this. That's why we clean it with the naphtha, or you can use alcohol, which I like both of them because the grease, it dries out really quick. So we're going to take the super lube pen. This is like the only time I ever use this. You're going to dribble it a little bit right there, a little bit right here, a little bit right here, and in here, and that will work itself into it. Actually, we're going to force it to work itself. We are done with that. You just fling it back and forth, and it will work itself right into it. Take a clean part of your thing, wipe off any of the excess that's on there, because we just really want the grease behind it. That's that. This will go, well, take a little bit of super lube. We're going to put a little bit on here because we're having a doohickey there, and well, actually none there. Now we're going to have a little bit right here on the end of this, and a little bit on the top of it. Right there, because this is going to ride on that. Right in there. Alright, let's get a hairpin clip. Put this back there. Always take these if you can and go to the hardware store and buy extras, because you may need them to do a fix job if you lost one. So we'll wipe any goof, junk, crud off of it. This will go, you can leave that off for a second. That's going to slide back in like that. This will go there. Coil sleeve will go in there. This will go back like that. Coil stop will go back like that. Magnetic screwdriver. We will put that and try to get it back into the hole, which is always fun. Because of that spring. Alright, let's do the top one instead. Come on. I can see the top one better. There we go. And then like that. That sleeve is just too long. Lucky you spotted that and said, wait a minute, Mark, that sleeve is too long. So that would run us into some working issues with that sleeve. I'm glad you spotted that right away. Let's see. I forgot Bally had to be weird. It's just a little bit too long, you can see. So, let's see what we got. An old coil sleeve drawer. That can remedy this issue. We're going to get the old pipe cutter out. Old plunger. We're going to take about a 1/4 inch off of there. This will give you a perfect cut every time. Oh, I tighten it way too tight. Tighten it way too tight, you will run into it walking, and that's what I just did. I was trying to go for a quick cut, and you don't want to do that. You gotta go for the slow cut. Otherwise you're going to be walking, and that's what I just did again. A little bit turn. Little turn. I normally use a longer sleeve to do this because it works better when it's further along this way too. But if you watch what you're doing, you can do that. Almost the same length. I think that will work perfect. We will have to see how much that throw is. If not, I'll toss this in the garbage and cut another one. I think that will be just enough. Oh yeah, it's not going to run into any issues. Alright. not going to run into any issues with that because the plunger cannot hit it still. Get back. Get back. Get back to where you belong. Get back, screw. Come on. There. Get in there. There we go. Now you know how to cut coil sleeves. But if you've been following me for a while, I have a whole how-to on cutting pinball coil sleeves. A better step-by-step process on it than what I just showed you. But this will do it. Okay, see what we have here. We are never gonna get close, so I could actually left that as long as it was. Yeah, we would have never, it would have never hit it. I could have just left it. But we cut it because it matched a little bit better. Alright, let's get out our phone. Let's look at the photos. I just want to see more on that gear. Where that spring was sitting. I didn't get a good picture of that either. Oh, there we go. I did get a good picture of it right there. So that, and I have it in the right hole too. Right like that. The peg is here, and that goes right in there. Sweet! That's why I say take lots of pictures. You never know when you're going to jinx yourself. Now this, we'll go back in there just like that. Now what do we do? 3 turns, right? Everything's in the way. 1, 2, and 3. Whatever. Do we need our springs on first? Yes. Dag nabbit. What we will do is put our spring on. We'll slip that off and get our spring on there. Put your green spring on first. Yes. Then this spring will here and there. Alright, let's hold this tight, flip this over. Remember how I said this groove was pointing down? And it still is. And this is keyed only one way. As you can see how this is. So you're only going to be able to put it on one way. You're putting it on this way, or you're going to bend the spring completely so you can put it on upside down. I'm just checking the bounce on here. These all have a little bounce to them when I do this. That means they're all going to go on tight, which is good. So that means I didn't bend anything, because I used my finger to hold them. But we are gonna pinky. We're gonna put some super lube on here. We'll just keep rubbing it in like this with our finger. And I know there might be a lot on there, but don't worry. Slather it. Don't slather it too much, because you're going to be taking it off. Okay, see how we got that all on there? Yes, it's a disgusting mess. Now, clean spot. Just wipe around in a circle and wipe almost all of it off. What you're going to be left with is an ultra thin layer. And that's all you want. It's a very ultra thin layer that we have on there. And that's it. That's all you want. There. We're going to take hold our gear with our finger right here. See where my middle finger is? Underneath. Right here. Hold the gear. Put this back on. Because if you try to push this down, you might push that gear and then pop the spring loose. So we got that like that. This is an important part too. Do not over tighten this screw. You can snap the plastic inside, and then you're going to be on eBay or wherever asking somebody if they have a replacement one of these. And that's it. See how my screwdriver's popping off? I'm tight enough. Now we're going to take care of these switches here. Never fear, buzzer's here. We will go and buzz the contact. Generic Harbor Freight drill master with an actual Dremel 443 bit on the end. Alright, take your screw that you put in here, push it back out, slide your switch down, push your switch back into where it's supposed to go. Try to get your screw back in there correctly. And get your plate spun over on the bottom. That moved out of the way when you turned it, so you can tighten your screw back down. Come on, get. Are we in there? Yes. All right. Now we can tighten the screw back down. I need a better screwdriver. One that actually fits it better, like this one. That's another good thing to have, is actual screwdrivers that fit. Alright, as you got this set here, let's see if we can bring it in a little tighter. Alright. This switch is open right here. This switch is closed. When I move it once, this switch should close and this one should open, which it does. We have enough tension on there where this leaf is moving, so that will always clean it. And we have to adjust that one. Because this one is not open. It needs to be open. You don't just put leaves on there for no reason. Let's give you a little more oomph up. Alright. Both open. Both closed. We have enough spring on there where that one moves. Let's reset it. That one's going to always have pressure on it when we come around. So that doesn't matter too much. Because once we go down, it's going to see how it keeps bending it. And that's it. Player 1, 2, 3, 4. Reset. And then that's it. So let's get our screws back down. And button this bad boy up. There's just 2 screws on the back here. So now, hopefully, you learned how to rebuild your player unit. That way, if you develop any problems with that switching, you now know how to fix it, clean it, get it working properly. And that's it. We're on player 1 this way. Yep, player 1, 2, 3, 4. Can't go no more, but we can do a full reset and get it back. Switches open and close. They're open, now they're closed. Reset. There you go. So, I hope this helped you in getting your machine working again. Hit the thumbs up. Give me a subscribe and a like. Follow us on Facebook, Mark's Basement Arcade. I'm also on Instagram. And please subscribe. Down in the bottom is some cool swag if you're interested in supporting Mark's Basement Arcade. You can do that. Wear my shirt around. Spread the word that Mark helped you fix your machine. And I guess that's about it. And thank you and thumbs up and later. Oh, cool stuff right here. Cool stuff right here. See it? Cool stuff. Later.